He's on the stand in one of the most pivotal moments of the trial, and the defense attorney pulls out records about him using crack cocaine. I mean, I remember I have the largest race discrimination verdict in Michigan history, and it was a 6-week trial, and it was just a bar knuckle fight. I mean, it was just a brutal fight day in and day out for 6 weeks, and my client was just a wonderful human being. His name was Cedric Griffey. He had worked for the state of Michigan for decades. He had worked his way up. Anyways, Cedric was a wonderful human being, but he had grown up in inner city Detroit, and he had developed he had used some crack cocaine when he was younger. And it was more common at the time where he was growing up and the place where he grew up. And I saw that in a medical record, but I didn't think it was a big deal. He's a minister at the time of trial, just an upstanding family, religious man. He didn't even drink. I'd ask him to go get a beer, after, and he said, John, I don't drink. I don't do that. But in the middle of trial, and I didn't prepare him, and this is experience, right? But he's on the stand in one of the most pivotal moments of the trial, and the defense attorney pulls out records about him using crack cocaine. And, just saying, you were a crack addict, essentially. You used crack cocaine every day. You used this while you were working at the department, just trying to make him out to be a bad guy. And we got punched in the face. He wasn't ready for it. That's my fault. I wasn't ready for it. I should have addressed it better. I should have filed motions with the court to keep it out, or I should have just been candid with the jury. So in that moment, I felt like a failure. And I remember leaving the courtroom that day saying, I think we might have just lost the case. But we got up, we brushed ourselves off, we turned it into a positive, because, my theme then for the rest of the trial and in closing arguments was, this is a man who literally came out of abject poverty from the deep South. He escaped racism in the deep South, where his father would be run out of town and threatened to be lynched and all these horrible things. He came up to Michigan, worked his whole life to build a better life, overcame addiction, and raised a wonderful family, and became a minister and a man of God and guiding a flock. And they're going to use that redemption against him and in front of you all to try to embarrass him. That's despicable. And they should be punished for doing that.